Every so often, a property comes across my desk that I am shocked someone has agreed to sell, much less at the price that we have offered to buy for. Today's property, located in a picturesque mountain community in close proximity to major towns, lakes, and famous canyons, is one such example. It's got paved road frontage, it's got power, it's got underground utilities, and it's got a beautiful forested backdrop. The list, people, goes on. This one's a 3.7 acre lot priced at $32,000. Learn all about this property, that list, and more after the intro. So just to start off, guys, I want to show you Fremont County here on the map. Now, this is a pretty considerable landmass in the central portion of the state, comprised of a lot of mountainous forested area with US Route 50 cutting through the region from east to west. The subdivision this property is located in, and really the word subdivision is a term I'm using loosely, is called the Florida Colorado Acres. Now, this is another one of these regions that was subdivided from a much larger chunk of land consisting of tens of thousands of acres. So the exact breadth and depth of this region currently eludes me. That said, the area circled here on the map is, give or take, roughly the space that this subdivision takes up. And if we zoom in here on the map, you're going to see a lot of developed parcels with what look to be some pretty nice homes on them, kind of concentrated within this region. It should be noted that this is an area where a lot of the aforementioned subdividing took the form of 5 and 10 and 40 acre lots. So there's a lot of people out here with some good chunks of land and all the sort of space and privacy that goes with that. Now, I'll direct your attention away from this for just a minute because I want to point out exactly how many kind of very cool things and attractions are within easy driving distance of the property. So first, I'll just start off by saying that I didn't know much about this region before we started buying here. As I researched, however, I was pleasantly surprised by everything is just kind of right around the corner from the property. So first, about 10 minutes south in nearby Custer County, you've got Lake Deweese, which doubles as a reservoir and a state wildlife area. Of course, this is an excellent spot for some boating and general relaxation, and of course, fishing. The lake, it should be noted, has a number of species of fish, including, hang on, let me get out my recently Googled notes, rainbow trout, cutbow trout, smallmouth bass, green sunfish, and tiger muskie. Oh, tiger muskie. I know nothing about fish. Whatever the case, guys, the region is ideal for both hunting and fishing. That is the point of my sidetracking on fish there. Anyway, next up, about 20 minutes northeast of the subject property, you've got the iconic Royal Gorge Bridge, which has the distinction of being the largest suspension bridge in the country. And of course, when you have something like that, you just know a million different tourist activities were built up around it. We've got this website linked here on our main page, which goes into a lot more detail about what you can do out here, but I'll bottom line it for you and say whitewater rafting, zip lining, mountain climbing, countless trails and scenic overlooks, and of course the historic Royal Gorge Railroad are just a few of the no doubt many things that you can do in this region. I will let you guys explore that more on your own time, but it's evident, of course, that there is no shortage of great things to do out here. Now, it should be noted that Royal Gorge sits right here on the outskirts of Canyon City, which is both the county seat of Fremont County as well as its population center. So out here, you've got about 16,500 residents, and of course, in a town like that, you've got major medical services, groceries, supplies, fast food restaurants, pharmacies, and the all-important Walmart and Home Depot. So, of course, guys, if you do end up developing the property and you need bulk supplies of groceries and building materials, they will be none too far away, and this will most likely be the town that you drive to for those things, or just for some fun on a Saturday night. Now, it should be noted, guys, that Westcliff, and this is another thing that I was surprised about, Westcliff is a town of only about 400, but it's about 15 minutes south of the subject property, and they've got kind of a quaint little downtown area, as well as their own grocery stores, dollar store, and an Ace Hardware. So if you do need some of those aforementioned supplies when developing the property, you won't have to drive all the way into Canyon City because Westcliff is a good bit closer and will probably have a lot of what you're looking for. All right, people. So with all that said, the subject property is located here just 3 miles east of Highway 69 along one of the main roads cutting through this region, namely Gulch Road, aka County Road 28. Now, when we go to the photos here, I want to start off on the drone shots, just kind of give you guys a sense of how this road cuts through the region and all the sort of nice developed home sites that sit along the sides of this road. Additionally, when we go to the reverse angle here, you can not only see the outline of the property, but also the pretty nice developed home sites that sit just behind it. Now, as we go to the ground shots here, you can see some of the things I mentioned at the start of the video, namely the paved road frontage here along Gulch Road, the power lines which extend along both the southern and eastern boundaries of the parcel, as well as the underground utilities located right at the property boundary. Of course, we point these things out because their presence on the lot means that the property will be markedly easier and less expensive to develop than if they were not here, as we can deduce from the presence of all the other nearby homes. Additionally, another nice thing I like about this property is what I like to call the diverse topography of the lot, meaning it's not totally flat, it's not totally hilly, but rather it's a nice mix of both. A nice mix of flat terrain, easy to park and build on, down here closer to the road, as well as some land along the higher elevations of the property, which may be a little harder to develop, but will likely reward their eventual owner with some nice views of the surrounding valley and mountains. Additionally, guys, do want to point out one thing we don't have a picture of, which is if you go back to the map right here, you will see that the subject property sits just 3 miles west of the Deer Mountain Volunteer Fire Department and Fire Protection District. Of course, that's always a good thing to have when you're living in a forested region like this, but even better when they're right down the street, particularly when they're servicing a community of homes spread out through a large area like this. Finally, guys, one thing I do want to point out about this property, just so no one's confused by this, in a good handful of these photos, you're going to see a picture of a small cabin or a shed, or honestly, I'm not entirely certain what this is. Whatever the case, we do want to make it clear that this structure is not on the subject property, though it does sit very close to the property boundary lines. Of course, this cabin is in the background or sometimes the foreground in many of these shots in this gallery simply because it is so close, especially as it relates to some of the features we're trying to show you, such as the utilities along the eastern boundary of the property. Additionally, if you pull the parcel map up in some of the software we have, you can see that the cabin does sit on the neighboring property, though why they built it so close to this one, much less just west of a legal road that separates the first 99% of their land from the other 1%, confuses me as well. For all we know, the cabin could have been built by someone who once owned the subject property but misjudged their boundaries. Point being, this structure is not on the subject property. It is not being sold with it. We have no claim to it, and if you buy this property from us, you will not either. On that note, guys, do want to wrap up with some of the drone shots here, which not only give you a sense of the footprint of the land, but also this very pretty community which surrounds it. So this is actually a pretty simple property to discuss zoning on. As we have written up here, this area we're charitably referring to as a subdivision has, let's put it up on the screen, no HOA, no annual dues, no time limits on building, no covenants, and no restrictions. That, of course, means that this property should be a lot easier to develop because basically it means you don't have to answer to your neighbors. Of course, it should be noted that while this region may be without subdivision restrictions, that does not mean that it is devoid of zoning. On the contrary, Fremont County designates this region as AE, or Agricultural Estates, which allows for, quote, limited agricultural purposes with appropriate single-family residence and provides separation from business and industrial uses. What I get from reading the zoning ordinance is that, as always, single-family residences, mobile and modular homes would be acceptable out here, as well as likely any sort of shipping container home built up to code. And as always, guys, anyone looking to learn more about the AE Agricultural Estate zoning designation can come down here and click this helpful link right here, which will bring up this PDF, which of course is an excerpt from the county zoning ordinance. And of course, guys, it goes without saying that these things are always a little light on details when it comes to questions of minimal square footage or RV usage and other esoterica of zoning. So we encourage anyone who wants to dig a little deeper on these topics to reach out to the Fremont County Zoning Office directly, as they will always know more about these things than we do. So if you would like to purchase this property, you'll be glad to know we closed on it and received title insurance through the unimaginatively named warranty title, which means we will be providing you with a warranty deed. So just come up here to the top of the page, click the Buy Now button, which will take you to this secure checkout, where we ask for a non-refundable, let me say it again, non-refundable $500 earnest money deposit. Now, to be clear, guys, this is not a property that has any financing offered. This is not a property where we're doing monthly payments. This is a property where we expect you to have the entire cash price. So if you do not have the entire cash price, you should not initiate this transaction. For those of you who do, however, here's the way it works. Come down here, give us the name for the deed, name for the contract, your mailing address. Then at the bottom of the page, agree to the terms of service, click Next, and on the very next page, you can enter credit or debit card information to place the $500 deposit. Now, to be clear, guys, this is an expensive property. Really, anything north of $10,000, we encourage our buyers to close through a title company on. Of course, you don't have to do that. Nobody's got a gun to your head. It's up to you. But when you're spending this kind of money, we recommend getting title insurance. And of course, one of the major benefits here for you, the buyer, is that with a title company, you've got a third-party intermediary who is not only handling the conveyance of the property, but also the disbursement of funds, meaning we cannot touch your money until such a time as the property has been deeded into your name. Now, if you're unfamiliar with how that whole process works, you'll be glad to know that on the listing page, we've got this helpful Notes About Purchasing, which goes into a little more detail here. But more helpfully, it links you to some pages on the website, which will go into even greater detail about this process. The first page is called How It Works Buying From Us. And if you go here, you can see exactly how this process plays out. Step 1, you place that deposit. Step 2, we're going to draft a contract. You sign it, we sign it. And step 3, the title company will do the rest, albeit slowly and over the period of about a month. And in case you're at all skeptical about placing money before seeing the contract you'll be asked to sign, you'll be glad to know we have a copy of our standard sale purchase agreement right here. You can click that and read through a generic version of what that contract looks like. It's a pretty easy contract, one page for signatures. If you got a lawyer in the family, have them give it a look-see, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Additionally, guys, if you haven't been through the title escrow process before, you're probably going to have a lot of questions about it. You'll be glad to know we have a page on our website entitled Title Escrow Frequently Asked Questions page. So if you click on that, it'll take you to this page where pretty much every conceivable question we have ever gotten from a buyer or will ever get from a buyer is answered here. Questions about benefits, questions about potential drawbacks, timeline, schedule, logistics, so on and so forth. So we encourage you, give that a read. So in conclusion, people, as you can see, there's a lot to like about this property, from the really picturesque region of Colorado that it's located in to all the sort of things to do and see, all within really very close proximity of the property itself. And of course, the community it's located in is ideal not only for hunters and fishermen, but people who just want to own a larger chunk of land and have the degree of privacy that comes with that. I really like this one. I hope you guys do too. Thanks as always for watching.